Hello, welcome. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I had to jump off because I was having some technical issues and I thought I would be able to solve them. I thought I would be able to solve it. I'm still trying to solve it, so I jumped off hoping I'd be able to solve it, but I'm still struggling with it. So come on in, guys. Come on in. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Come on in. Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. What's the book about? I'll get started soon. This is the title of book. I was hoping that I could go on my PC, but I'm having issues going on my PC. I logged out before and I'm having issues, so I'm just going to continue on my phone. But the book is about life challenges and how to embrace them and turn them around for your good. It's a very good read, so I'd like to discuss it tonight. Could you like the live for me? Like up the live for me. 13 of you here and no likes. Could you tap your phone screen for me? Tap your phone screen for me. Tap your current phone screen for me. I must say I am higher education for the person who's asking. I'm higher education. My knowledge and my experience and my education is able, and I read the book, so I'm able to do a good review on the book. Tap the screen, guys. Come on, come on, tap the screen, tap the screen. Felipe, I'm going to ask you guys, let me say that on this channel, everyone is welcome. But what is not welcome is disrespect. And disrespect means any question you ask that is personal, that gets too personal, I should say. Okay? Go ahead, guys. Tap the screen up for me. Tap the screen up for me. So the book is called Worthy by Jamie Kern Lima. And if you visited my page, you'll see that I have the information on the page where you can get it and stuff like that. If you weren't able to get it, I'll postpone for next week Saturday night, but every Saturday night I will be doing a book review. I'll review until we got the substance of the book. I'll review until we get the substance of the book. What happened? So that's the book that I'm hoping to review tonight. It's the book Worthy. I don't know what is wrong. So if you have the book, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. If you don't have the book, still give me a thumbs up. Okay, guys, if there are 11 people on here and not AIs, I should have 11 thumbs up. Okay? So if these are real people that are in here, get me to 11 thumbs up. Get me to 11 thumbs up. Okay, guys? So
Ask your.
come on, guys. Thumbs up so I could start. Thumbs up so I could start. It's 12 individuals here. If you're real people, go ahead and thumbs up so I could start. Get me up to 12. If you're real people watching, get me up to 12. Tap your screen. Click on your computer. Click the thumbs up on my page. Don't know what is happening here. Come on in, guys. Thumbs up for me. Thumbs up. Thumbs up for me, guys. Thanks for coming, everyone. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Abby, hello. How are you? Welcome, everyone. Joe Bizarra, how are you? How are you, Joe? How are you? Welcome, welcome, everyone. Come on, guys. Hope you had a good day. Like up the live for me. Come on in, come on in. I'm trying to do a book review. Trying to find out how many individuals have read our book. And if no one was able to purchase the book, I will not review it tonight. Okay? This is a book review. If you go on my channel, you will see the name of the book and where to purchase it. You can purchase it on Amazon. It's Worthy. That's the book we're reading, Worthy. And I'm hoping that someone was able to read it or was able to purchase it. If you weren't able to read it or purchase it, I will postpone it for tonight until I get at least 2 individuals that has read it so we can have an active review of this book. So I hope you had a good day. I hope everything is going well for you. And for content providers and individuals who are watching or not in the chat, thanks for coming. Ryan, you're back. Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you coming in. Appreciate you coming in. Is there any content provider in here? Is there any content provider on here? How you doing with the challenges of YouTube? How are you doing with the challenges of YouTube? Come on in, guys. Come on in and like up the live. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Watch Queen, good night, good night, good night. How are you? How are you, Queen? How you doing? How was your day? What have you been up to? What have you been up to, Queen? Thanks for coming. I don't know if you heard about the book club I'm trying to form. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't know if you heard about. Have you been on my channel to see the? I'm trying to form a book club. I'm trying to form a book club. I'm doing well. I'm trying to form a book club, and I launched it. I think it was Wednesday night. I launched it. The book is called Worthy. If you go on my, not now, don't leave me. I don't want you to leave. The book is called Worthy, and it's by Jamie Kern Lima. While I was reading this book, I was inspired. Every time I read something that is interesting, when I finish a chapter, she would say, if you're enjoying this book, when you finish reading, share it with others. So I thought about it. I said it would be a nice thing to do, even though it seemed that the average person doesn't like to read anymore because everything is on Kindle. And I decided that, let me try and see if I could get some interesting people to join me in reading this book. And I chose Saturday night because no one has to go to work. No one has to go to work tomorrow. So I was hoping that you can get it. You know what? You might be able. It's one of the newest book. I think this is her newest book out. But most authors give libraries a couple of copies. So I would check the library. If you don't get it at your library, you can get it on Amazon. You can get it at Devil. Oh, lots of rain there. Oh, because this is actually like my third time coming on, because I was trying to get on my PC so I could get people to pop up and talk about what they've read so far. But for some reason, every time I don't use this system for a long time, it's called Worthy. Watch screen. It's called Worthy by Jamie Kern Lima. Worthy by Jamie Kern Lima. You can get it on Amazon. Are you seeing it? How to believe. How to believe you're enough and transform your life. And basically, what she's talking about is all the things that we have been taught, whether emotionally or verbally, all the things that we have been taught that makes us give up ourselves to be people pleasers, to be, to present ourselves in a way you haven't had time. So now what I'm going to do, I am not going to review it now. I'm going to still talk about it, but I'd really, 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 and I hope I get this, every time I don't use this system is a digital system, and every time I don't use it a lot, when I get to trying to use it, something happens. So I'm going to watch Queen. Would you be able to purchase it? It's such a good book that I am hoping that it will catch on. I know Deval has committed. he has committed to purchasing it and perusing it and also reading it so we can have a lively, healthy discussion on it. But I am not giving up on this book review. I will come every Saturday night. Every Saturday night, I will come and I will try and try and try until you did purchase it. You just haven't had the time to read it. Okay. Yes, watch Queen. Because I really, it's an insightful book. And I'd really love to hear others' opinion, others, you know, what you gain from it. Now, as I was saying Wednesday night, one of the things I love about this book, it allows you, she gives examples of her life. And you can literally see it might not be the same thing she's gone through, but it parallels your experience and how we behave during it, because especially now, this 2024, I hope to God next year doesn't come like this. I don't know if it's me alone, but this 2024 seemed to have, there seemed to be a pregnancy in the air that does not lift people up anymore. Thank you, Deval. It seems as if we're not lifting up, we're not commending people anymore. It seems as if every atmosphere you go in, whether it's church, work, volunteering, whatever you do, there's always someone that wants to bully. They just fill the whole air with their presence. They just suck the life out of you when they're in your presence. And that every facet of life she covers. And then she gives scriptures for those of us who believe in a higher power. I believe in my God. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. I'm a Christian. Well, I don't like to call myself a Christian. I'm a child of God who's trying to follow him the best way I can as a sinner saved by grace, worshiping the Adventist church. And okay. I was on TikTok. I'm still on it. But that's a hard environment. I'm still on it. I used to do 2 series a week over there on relationships. Money, but every time I go on there, they says you have to set a goal and you have to keep asking people to send money gunners and send this, and I just got turned off by it. But back to what I was saying about the book. Oh, and how life is right now, it just seems as if everything there's a glimmer of hope. There's a glimmer of hope. No, true hope is in the Lord. We know that. So when I speak, guys, I know that true hope is in the Lord. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what is happening here. There's a glimmer of hope. There's a glimmer that I can probably breathe again for 3 days. So that's why this book really touched me so much, because it pulls me back to when. You understand what I'm saying? Watch Queen and Deval, it puts me back to when things used to be. There's no such thing as normal anymore. Anything goes. So it pulls me back, and it will help you to look at the stuff that you go through in life, and the stuff that you used to do, especially people pleasing, walking outside of your authentic self just to have company, just to have friends, just to fit in at the party. I read somewhere on Facebook, someone said, okay, listen, after we go through this, I'm going to write this down and look it up. After we go through this, I might just, yeah, after we go through this, Watch Queen, I might just do that book and have you review it with me. So I read this thing on Facebook and it stayed with me, and not in a good way, because I thought, wow, the person posted, like they would say, not because I talk with you, that doesn't mean you're going to dine with me. You have to be worthy to be at my table. I'm like, who you think you are? You know, I'm paraphrasing it. It's like the person says, not because I socialize with you doesn't mean you can dine at my table. And I'm like, what? I think I mentioned it before. So while I was reading this book, that came to mind when she mentioned something. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I really, really want us to read this book and talk about it. And that quote came to mind. You know, when we have to dim ourselves, and sometimes I know for me, I've had so much tragedies in my life, but when my son passed, and forgive me guys, when I talk about him, it makes me feel good. And plus my journey. Yeah. When my son passed, I told myself, I'm going to live my authentic self. I'm going to live it intentionally. And in doing so, I'm going to decrease the yen yen, the fighting back or answering back. I'm going to just walk away, you know? But when my dad died and I start to look and assess myself, I said, I haven't been really doing this thing the way I planned to do it. But since my dad died, I have told myself, I am going to show up as Muriel. And whether you like her or not, she belongs in the room and she's going to stay in the room. And she's no longer going to let you determine her space in the room. So this is why I want to talk about the book. I want us to read the book because whether we like it or not, everything we have gone through in life, somebody else has gone through the same thing. Thank you, Queen. Everything we have gone through in life, someone has gone through the same thing or similar. You know, and she talked about not trusting ourselves even when we go for jobs. Even when we go for jobs, we look around in the room and we decide, oh boy, that person dressed in a suit and I'm not, they're going to get the job. That right away, we give up being authentic, being worthy. Yes, people pleasing is something that we all. I want to meet someone that tell me that they have never gone through a phase in their life where all they did was you either please family, you please boyfriends, you please husbands, you please children, you please the public, you please your neighbor. You know, I remember one time I said to somebody, for a long time I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I was. Yes, 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 yes. Everything you ask me, yes. And then when I can't do it, oh, she's a liar. She's not. It's just I said yes to so many people. I cannot remember who everyone I said yes to. And then I realized that saying I can't and I won't be able to and no is so therapeutic. So therapeutic. So that's some of the things she talked about. You know, she is the first person to come out with makeup and use natural people, no airbrushing, no nothing. She used the persons with the pimples, the persons with the freckles, and she came up with this makeup to contour everything. And then she takes the picture of the person. So she doesn't airbrush it to sell. So she talked about when she presented her plan to the biggest at that time company, they said to her that nobody's going to buy it. And she said for years, she believed it. For years, she believed it. And she said she took her time, not putting enough in it, because she believed what, even though she knows within her heart, she said she had everything, the chemists, all the people she needs to come up with this foundation, all the people in her life. But because this one person tell her she cannot do it, she lingered. She lingered in doing it. And it's years after she started to look back into it. Oh, Watch Queen, I want you to read this book. You know, the only thing that changes life on a spiritual level is the Bible. But our lives can be changed by other people's experience. That's why the Bible talk about giving testimony of what he has done. She pointed out another time when she met Oprah Winfrey. She owned Eye Cosmetic, which is the first cosmetic for colored people and people with, problem skin. And when she met Oprah, she said Oprah give her her number. She knew who Oprah was. But because she was told all her life that she don't belong or she can't do, she's like, Oprah is really never going to answer my phone call. So she never called her for years. And Oprah saw her at a function and said, you haven't called. And she said it hit her. My goodness, she would have answered. How many times have we done that? Wow. Yes, we all. So what do you do with that pain, Deval? And Watch Queen. What do you do? And this is why I love this book so much. What did you do, I should say, with that pain? What did you do with that pain? One, we become resentful, don't we? We become depressed. We lose who we are after we've been beat upon so many times. Now, the one thing, and she spoke about it in the book too, and the one thing that we have to be cognizant of is that we can't create change by ourselves. And the biggest change maker is God. And when we have other people, yes, when life has beat upon us, when friends have betrayed us, when family has betrayed us, when jobs don't appreciate us, we walk around numb. That's why there's so much angry people. So much people carrying anger. Because nobody, you're in the room and they know that they know that you're capable of doing X, and they pass over you. They pass over you to go to X. And when X says, I can't do it, that's when they call you like they thought of you. Could you do this for me? How much of us have experienced that? Could you do it? When you were there, they know you're capable of doing the thing, but they never ask you. And when there's no one else available now, they come and say, could you do this for me, please? SWW, thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How many times have we been in a situation in relationships where what the person present to us and what we get is like, what? How did I end up here? And even though we know, we feel it, especially women. Men experience this too. This is not a one gender thing. Everything we're talking about, men go through it too. The difference is they don't talk and we do. Yeah, and again, we have to choose the val. I've been telling you this for years. You're welcome, Watch. I've been telling you this for years. You have to choose your joy. Happiness is environmental. Happiness is the ability to work and buy an extra pair of shoes. But joy, that is only God can give that. And again, you have to find yourself worthy. You have to look at yourself as being worthy to forgive yourself and throw away the pain. Forgive yourself, set boundaries, and if it means you end up alone, God will provide somebody new. I am learning that. He will. Sometimes we hang on to things and pain because we think that we can't do without. I know, Derval. I know. Sometimes we think we can't do without the person. But I'm speaking to the church, this is therapeutic for me too. Sometimes we think we can't do without that boyfriend, that girlfriend, the spouse. We think we can't do without them. And we know we're worth more. But they show up in a way that every time you think I've had enough, you wonder, they'll show up with something, or they'll send a nice text or a nice word, and you just change your thought when you know I'm worth more. On the job, we give up our voice and we call it for peace sake. When we're dying, that coworker, that supervisor, disrespectful, dismissive. And before we pull them aside and say, what you just did and how you spoke to me, I'm going to ask you not to do it again. Because when I speak to you, I do not speak to you that way. Well, that I was good at. No, you're not going to speak to me any way you choose. I don't care who you are. But what about the other stuff? Especially when it comes to friendship, relationship, and children. We give up everything that we are. and we know this is not what I want. Wow. Well, you need to call me. We need to do a session together. Deval, let me tell you something. And I've told you before, and I'll continue to tell you. When you look at yourself as deserving the joy that God alone can give, and when you claim that joy and you start to do the work, living in pain, emotional pain, is not of God. It's not. And you're not living. White Watch Queen, he's not living, he's existing. How you have, there's an emotional paycheck that we get for staying in certain feelings. There have to be a payoff, because it can't be that you don't think that you're worthy to let this baggage go. Let me tell you, if I start to tell you the stuff I've been through, especially within the last 5 years, you think I'm lying. But I made a conscious decision that I am not going to live. I'm not going to exist. I'm going to live. With God's strength, I'm going to live. And if it means I have to cut off the circle that I'm in, so be it. So be it. Because I believe that we attract who we are emotionally. Two broken people cannot be whole. Cannot be whole. So, I was talking about it Wednesday night. This thing that's going on, I think it's now an epidemic. Every time you go on YouTube, somebody just gave somebody $4,000 or $5,000 because they only spoke to Walters. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you for coming, Sharon. So nice to see you. So nice to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The thing that makes us do stuff like that is pain. Wanted to be accepted. Wants to be appreciated. Nobody's worth me. Nobody is worth me being angry for 2 years. I'll be angry for a couple of days. Yes, I'm human. I hurt. But honey, I've always said it. And that's what's keeping me going. I'm too old and too cute to keep you in my heart. My heart is too pretty. My heart is too pretty. Walters, we're talking tonight. I'd like us to read this book, Worthy. I'd like us to read this book, Worthy, so we can come on and talk about it together. But not everybody has gotten it yet. It's called Worthy by Jamie. I know it's going to be hard for you to get it, Walters, but maybe you can go on. It's on my page. Go in my community section, Walter. Not now. Stay with me. Go on my community section, and you will see the title of the book. Try to see if you can download extract from it on Amazon and read it. You see, when we look at ourselves as being worthy, when we look at ourselves as being God created me. There might be other murals out there, but there's only one with my DNA. There's only one with my funny laugh. There's only one me in the authentic. And when I diminish that to be Angela and Joshua and Joseph and Jude, then I become angry, I become depressed, I become resentful. And sometimes, I've always said it, sometimes we need to find a reason to let it go. My reason is I'm special in the sight of God. And as imperfect as I am, He still loves me. The question is, can one intercept deceitfulness in individuals quickly? No. But in a couple of days, if you are moving close to the person, if you have an ongoing, if it's the job or friendship, and you see that person frequently, then you can discern it. However, as women, we have a sixth sense. I can spot a fake a mile off. A mile off. But I won't let you know I know until you get close to me. Then I'll let you know. But this deception, let me tell you, deception wear gold rings, diamond and pearls, emeralds. Deception come in Brooks Brothers suit. It comes in J.C. Penney, Walmart, 99-cent store. Deception is something that is clothed. But if you're in an environment, a relationship, a friendship, and you know that this person is not for you, it's not always good to let them know. Let them run the course for a while until they show their true color. I have people in my circle that I know is not for me. They're not for me. And people say, oh, it's hypocritical. No, it's not. No, it's not. The Bible said to prove things. Prove it first. You feel it, the way they behave, the whispering when you're around. That's not deception now. That is just plain old fake. Deception is when you have invested into this person or this presentation of this person, and you think that's the real person. And then just go 360 on you. But here's the thing. And that's what's working for me. Looking at it and say, why is it that I attract these people in my life? You see, sometimes we're so quick to blame the other person instead of looking and say, why is it that these people, I am attracted to this type of fakeness? Why? And you see, when we start to turn the searchlight on ourselves, it feels so good. When you're able to honestly say, what am I doing? And fervently pray about it. What am I doing, God? Why I attract these people? We get comfortable. We get comfortable in not fixing us. Remember, I said it on the line, God is the greatest fixer. So I don't want to keep repeating that. God is the greatest fixer. However, when he walked on earth, he had 12 until he ended up with one. So therefore, he also said that we must not put our trust in man. He also said, as best as possible, live good with all men. You know, when I read those things now, it's different than before. He's not telling me not to have friends. What he's saying to me, don't invest so much. And this is what we do. And oh, that's what I'm speaking to myself. Because how can I help you if I can't identify my faults? And this is what this is about, for us to be real, for us to take off the fakeness. Let's read this book. Let's come and let's talk about all the different masks that we wear. Pleasing people, putting up with stuff we know we don't deserve, diminishing ourselves when we have something to say in a conversation. We don't say it. Feeling good. Yes, I've read that book. I think I might have it too in my because I love to read. I think I might have it. I must look for it. I didn't like it so much, Deval, because it's not about feeling good. It's about healing from within. But I'm going to look if I have it, and if I don't have it, I'm going to look at it. And the one that Queen said too. You see, once we start to take inventory to find out why is it that I'm attracting these people in my life, why is it that I know I need I know I have the experience, the education, and the promotion for this job, but I don't apply for it because X, she'll get it before me. All the things we do to put ourselves back. Let me read an extract from what she said, because I'm telling you, you know, she said that think back all the way to grade school, as far back as you possibly can go. Okay, yeah, inspiration is good. Yes. Think back as far as you can go back, Sharon. Watch Queen Deval. All of you guys that are here. Guys, tap the screen for me, guys. Tap up the screen for me. Help your sister. Tap up the screen for me. Think far back, and I want you to put it in the comment. Think as far back as you can in school. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Think as far back as you can go. You're in a classroom. Teacher asks a question, and you know the answer. Love you too, sweetheart. And you know the answer. And what did you do? Put it in the comment for me. As far back as you can remember, a question was asked. What did you do? Even though you know the answer, what did you do? Didn't you hold your hand like this in your lap, didn't you? Hold your hand like this in your lap, and it's like you're saying to the hand, don't go up. Don't go up. John knows it. John knows it. Don't go up. Or I might be wrong. How much of us experience that? And if you really want to be honest, there are certain facets in our life that we can point right back to that moment, because that's where we develop the pattern. Some of us, not all. That's where we develop the pattern of I'm not going to speak because I might not say the right thing. Really? Okay. And how did that bullyism affect you, Queen? Can you point out? You don't have to get deep, but can you point out one instant in your adult life now that you can mirror back to that bullying days? Okay, Duval. Queen, list one thing that you can say. I can align this behavior to that bullying at school. Because wherever we started, some of us might not be in school, some of us may be like me, who if I know it, I'm putting up my hand, and if I don't know it, I'm putting up my hand. Because I want to learn, and not only learn, I want you to see that I'm trying. But what about jobs? That coworker that probably saw a car you have or shoes and said, where you get that from? Where you get money to buy that? Yes, the shyness. That's the most bullies. Yes, most bullies. Most people who were bullied develop a sense of insecurity and shyness if they don't get the opportunity to unlearn that behavior, to know that it's not about me, it's about that person and what is missing in their life that caused them to become such a nuisance in my life. The other thing she spoke about is being silent. I bet you this is going to hit home now. Being silent in meetings, being silent in Bible class, not being participatory, sorry, because either I feel that I'm better than this, okay, SW. SW said, due to her dark skin, she felt that she wasn't, yes, and depression. Now, how can we turn that around? And this is what this book is about. It's not about us sitting here talking about, oh my God, no, but what can we do differently now? How can we use these experiences that have tied us down so long? How can we break out of that? One, by prayer, one, by reaching out, one, by talking to somebody, one, by trusting yourself and knowing that you are special, watch queen. SW, there's nobody like you in this world. They might have our name. They might have our name, but they don't have our DNA. And our authentic self has been so suppressed. It has been so suppressed. I want to wear this dress, and because they're going to criticize me, I'm not going to wear it. I want a promotion on the job, but I don't think I'm worthy of it, even though I've worked here for 4,500 years and I have the experience and I train everybody that come along. Have you ever been on a job and the person tell you, I'm here for 40 years? Every time somebody tells me that, I said, I can see. The last person I told had pulled me one side and said, come here. You're such a nice person, but you said something that hurt me. And I said, what did I say? And she said, I told you. I said, what was the contents of the conversation? She was showing me how to do temperature. And she's sticking the thing under the person's tongue like she's gonna pluck it out. And I had to do the other person because she, I just gotten there and she was orientating me. And I put it at the side. And she said to me, next time don't put it at the side. I've been working here for 40 years and that's how we did it. And I said, I know. So she came to me and she says, why did you say that? I said, because you do it that way, that you were trained 40 years ago to do it that way, doesn't mean it hasn't changed. Medicine has changed. Techniques have changed. Procedures change. In 35 years, they changed 3,500 times. I said, I'm sorry if I offended you, but the way you came across. Now, I would just say, okay, thank you, and walk away. Then, anger filled me. Not feeling worthy filled me. Tired of being dismissed. So I was nyang, 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 nyang. Think of the people that you work with or the people that you surround yourself with, some of them. Every time you're around them, you're arguing. Give it 10 minutes and there's an argument. I had to learn. Yes, because you're there 40 years don't mean you know everything. You might know everything about this company, and I am just getting to know it. But I know the job too. And I'm coming in with a new experience, and I'm not pushing that on you. So the goal is to take the temperature. I got the temperature. Not because I don't do it your way, because I'm not a clone. Now, if a doctor says you must wrap it this way and this way and this, you can't wrap it backwards. But there are other things that we bring to the table that is just as good and creates the same positive results. But we allow people to push us down so much, and because we just get the job, we don't want to speak up because I'm on probation. Here's what I told somebody once. The same way I'm on day one on probation, I'm there. The same for the 90 days and beyond. I might get better because I'm getting to know the company better, but my skill set is there. So being on probation has never intimidated me because who I present to you is who I am. I'm not going to fake coming in 20 minutes before clocking time when I know that's not me. That's a waste of time for me. I'm coming in 10 minutes before clocking. I'm not going to come and sit in the lounge for 40 hours talking foolishness because I could get 40 extra minutes in my bed. So you see, we hide ourselves. Authentically, who we are is our self-worth. Not self-worth, sorry, worthiness. Two different things. You see, so again, share with me other areas that she talked about that you can really parallel in most of you said from bullying, you became very shy, very depressed, very withdrawn. How have you turned that around? Or if you haven't, we'll try to help each other. The little nuggets that she suggested, which works. And what I love about this writer, she's not a psychiatrist. She is just a woman that broke the mold, if you will, and it has proven for her to have a more authentic life, live in her presence, be present with her presence. And this is something that I know when I got to 50, I wish I was 50 all my life. Because the stuff that I put up with and the stuff that I did to be accepted, I wouldn't have done it. But when I got to 60, I said, ooh, I thought 50 was good. Ladies, 60 is just a different. If you're not there yet, it is a joy to look forward to being 60. Because it's like something come full circle. But Deval, again, I tell you, being an introvert is not necessarily a bad thing, you know. Because for me, for partners, I love quiet people. I want you to have a voice. I want you to be a man. But, and I guess other women probably can say the same thing. Because I'm such a social butterfly and I'm always doing and talking and that all my relationships has been quiet introverted men and they work for me because they balance me because I talk a lot when I'm out, so when I come home I don't have to talk a lot because he don't want to hear it anyway, so it keeps me calm. So being an introvert is not necessarily a bad thing. When it becomes an issue is when it stagnates your life. When you'd rather be home with a television than be out with someone. Every day I'm talking. I'm not, I mean, there are moments when we just want to be alone, but I'm talking about as an introvert. If you're not able to look someone in the eye when you're speaking with them, if you're not able to express your needs, your desire, and your wants, that's when introvertiveness becomes an issue. But being quiet and serene, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So don't look at it. Oh, I'll be 64 next May, girl. I can't wait. I know, Duval. I know. I can't wait. I'll be 64 next year. I cannot wait. It does something to you. You know, guys, as I said, in order to really, really deal with this book, right, I have to be transparent and honest transparent as much as I want to be. I never thought that I would be comfortable in my space. When I say my space, comfortable, being single, comfortable not having a lot of people around me. That thing used to cripple me. I'm from a large family. Yes, I have to write that down in a Deval. I can't forget that. I always thought my kids would be with me. Even when they're married, they would come and see mommy at least every other weekend or something like that. And when that didn't happen, I was very, very, very depressed. I always wanted somebody to just walk through the door. But in the last year, I have found such a joy in being by myself. And in the last couple of months, because as I tell you, I'm intentionally working on being me, authentically Muriel. Meaning I'm looking at the things I can change with God's help. I'm looking at the things that I can be more patient with. But I'm also putting me, God, me, and everyone else. How much of us have been taught to put ourselves first? What is the word? Be the bigger person. I have been the biggest person so much I should be standing through the roof. My head should be through the roof and I'm using a mic to talk to you all. I'm Jack, I'm Jill, I'm Joan, and I'm everybody except me. Happy for you, Deval, and that grandbaby of yours. And, you know, I've been doing the work, and when I came across this book, I said, wow. You're a young pop queen. You're a little baby, but girl, you have a lot to look forward to. 60 is the thing. 60 is the thing. As long as I don't willfully upset you, willfully hurt you, I'm going to do me. And I'm going to do it with my back straight, my shoulders back, and my head towards my Jesus. DS family, thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. It's so nice to see you. So nice to see you. So nice to see you. Everyone in the chat, greet DS family. Guys, give me a thumb. Give me a thumb. If you're here, I want your support with your thumb. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. So DS, we are doing a preliminary review of a book. I launched a book club Wednesday night with the title of the book. The title of the book is Worthy by Jamie Kern Lima. The book is on my page on the community section. You could get it on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon. If you're in the United States, check your library to see if they have a copy of the book. Most library authors like these, when they come out with books, they generally donate a couple copies to libraries. Otherwise, it's on Amazon. And I think you're able to, if you don't want to buy the book, if you're not able to buy the book, I think you can read extract of the book on Amazon. It's a wonderful read. So we're talking about owning who we are. Owning who we are, breaking the chains that hold us down, that tell us that we have to please everybody and we have to be the bigger person in every situation. And the biggest thing is looking into our lives to see why we attract the people we attract in our lives and how can we change that. Why do I attract people who don't appreciate me? Why do I attract people who are not genuine? As Deval says, why do I attract people who are deceitful? What is it about me that bring these people in my life? So this is where we are. And I asked the question, if we can look back in our life and see one situation that we can parallel with the things that we have gone through that creates that. Someone says they were bullied in school and that birthed extreme shyness that led to depression. Another person said they've been betrayed over and over again. So what we're looking at is we're not building an environment of, we're not wearing a t-shirt of depression or anxiety. What we're doing is identifying the things that cause these things in our life and looking at how we can change them for our good. So I hope I've brought you up to speed, DS. I hope I've brought you up to speed so you know what we're talking about. So we were on, the last one we spoke about is mirroring something that happened in our life, in our young life, how that has affected us. If it didn't happen to you in your young life, in marriage, in dating, with relationship, with our children, how that affected us. Right. Why do we attract people that are always hurting us? Always hurting us. In this life, 2024, we have had, there's so much narcissism. Well, as somebody tells me, it's not that it's a lot of narcissism, it's that we are more aware of behaviors. Because when I said to somebody, it's like every 5 out of 10 people so narcissistic. They said it has always been there. The thing is, we didn't have the ability to see the behavior and to realize that this person is all about themselves. It's all about themselves. I don't know if anybody. Hey, go ahead, DS. Nobody has said that. And I was waiting for that one because I didn't want to say all. And I'm going to spend a little time with that, DS. Sometimes people come in our lives because of what we can give. And guys, a lot of people might look at giving as money. Giving is not only money, because when I give the money, I can forget about you. If you hurt me and it's just because of money, bye. God is going to give me back tenfold what I just lost because of you. But here is it. We give ourselves emotionally. We have a friend, and because we feel this way about the friend, we just assume that the friend feels the same way about us. Yeah. If somebody comes to me, which I don't do, and says, can you lend me $100? I do a quick assessment in my head to see where I am financially and if I can make the sacrifice of giving the 100, and I give it to them. I'm not lending you my money. I work too hard for it and I'll never get it back. When I give you, I bless you and I let it go. But when I lend you, I want it back. So I don't lend money. Never did, never will. I give it to you. Because that way, yes, narcissistic people, I don't know, they're more common now than. Yes, yes. And remember, Queen, when I start, I said no is a spiritual gift. No is a spiritual gift. Because everybody that comes and you say yes, 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 and they forget. They have amnesia after they get where they want to go. They have amnesia. The simplest little thing you do that go against them, they forget about all the other times. You don't stand up for what they stand up for in a certain situation. You're in a group and you say, I'm not supporting that. They start to pull away or the fakeness. I can spot it a mile away. I'm so glad for that gift, you see. The fakeness shows itself every time because you don't agree in that particular situation. They forget everything else that has been done. Well, let me tell you something, DS. I think most of us women, that is our biggest problem. We use our heart so much. But let me encourage you, DS, because I'm on a journey. I use my head first. I use my head first. I'm not that emotional anymore. I think about it. I said, let me think about it. Let me think about it. That is my new word. Let me think about it. Well, here's it, DS. Here's what I'll say to you. And this takes time. Whenever that situation arises again, say, give me a few minutes or a few days. Let me think about it. Because listen, what is an emergency for you might not be for me, you know. If you come to me and tell me that you're hungry, and I know that a bread costs, what happened? What's going on? What did I do? If you come to me and tell me you're hungry, and I know a bread costs $2, I'm giving you the $2. I'm giving it to you. But if you're coming to me every time you come, something is wrong. Every time you come, something is wrong? Every time? Every time you come, something is wrong? Then you have to now say to yourself, this is becoming an habit. You have to say to yourself, this is becoming an habit. And find a way to delay your reaction. It takes time, but you can do it. Take your heart out of it and put your head in there. Put your head in there. Because well, listen, Walters. If somebody comes to me and asks for help, and I said right now I'm not, I'll never say I don't have any money. I don't use that word. I don't use that word. I said I don't have any money that I want to spend right now. I'm not able to do this. And if they want to curse, bye. Bye. It's my money. It's my apple. It's my banana. You want one, and I'm saying to you, I'm not able to do it now. And you're going to argue with me? Bye. Oh, thank you, Deval. I'm trying, Deval. If it's, you know me, Deval, if it's one person here, it's 1,000 to me. If it's one person, if something can make a difference in someone's life, that's enough for me. You see, because if we don't share with others that we're going through the same thing, or we just passed through that same journey. I just passed this road and it has a lot of bricks in it. So you know what I want you to do? I want you to go on the left side so you don't get the bricks hitting you the way they hit me. And as I said before, and the author speaks about it so eloquently, change first has to happen in me. When we look at ourselves as being the unique person that God make, and that we are deserving of being our authentic self. I'm not saying acting cocky and acting like you're better than somebody else. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about dimming your light always so somebody else can feel good. You decide to bite an apple on the left side. And because somebody thinks it should be on the right, then you're going to change all of that when you know the right hurt you. We all through life, some way, somehow, in order for us to find the true essence of who God make us to be emotionally, we have to start to look at what are the things that I am doing in my life that creates these type of people to be around me. And when I say around, I don't mean in church. I mean our people that we hold as our circle. What is it that these are the people I'm attracting? And pull away. And when I say pull away, I don't mean that you stop talking to them. You bless them and leave them. Turn it over to Jesus, devil. I've told you that before. Not everyone is going to do that. Trust yourself. I think that's the biggest thing. Trust in ourselves. Trust. Walking away from relationships that started out good. And then all of a sudden, the true person comes out. Let me tell you, Deval talk about deception. People can be deceitful for years, you know. And then when they show the true color, you go, what? Who is this? Hi, Devante, long time. People can do, especially in relationships and friendships, you know. People who you think are your friends. Because, you know, life. Okay. Life. So you went through difficult time as a teenager, difficult time as a young adult, and you met this friend, you met this partner, and you're going good. And all of a sudden, it's like they want to know everything you're doing, where you are, what you're going to do today, what are your plans. It's like you don't have any privacy in your space, in your mental space. You're going to do that? You can't do that. And all those things coming at us. And the same person for 5, 6, 7, 8 years was loving and tender and kind and nice and led you to believe that, okay, everything is okay. And then all of a sudden you wake up and you go, what in the world of roses just happened? Who are you? And if you venture to talk about it, you hear you're the problem. Whenever we are in a relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's intimate relationships, and every time you say something, instead of the person, if you say, today, I'm not talking about leaving the toilet seat up and leaving the shoes in the hallway. Throw the bloody shoes in the closet. Don't waste time on that. Put the toilet seat down. One day it will hit them. Don't waste time arguing about those things. I'm talking about you cannot have an opinion anymore. Really? No, I don't think so. And then if you speak about it, you're annoying. That's what people have been telling me. Every time I speak about something, he or she tells me I'm annoying. And they suck the life out of you. When love hurts, it's not love. Don't get me wrong here now. I ain't telling nobody to go divorce nobody. I'm not telling nobody to leave nobody. What I'm simply saying is everything is pointed out in here. You should see the notes I have. What I'm simply saying is this author has woken up something that I've always believed and I've put aside. And I'm saying to you guys, reassess the stuff that is going on in your life that's creating pain for you. Same to you, sweetheart. The stuff that is in your life that's creating pain for you. Well, if you take the hog out the mud and it goes back in the mud, then you don't take the hog back. And you decide what that back means for you. If it's if somebody that you cannot trust, then you don't tell them things you don't want nobody to know. And let me say this, and I've always said it. There are certain things in our life must be between us and Jesus. Nobody else must know it so they can take it and throw it back in your face. She talks about hiding for 4 years her feelings. Hiding her feelings for 4 years. Because the feeling of not being worthy or enough became her twin. So she convinced herself so much from everything else that has been fed to her. And haven't we gone through that? Everything that has been thrown at us. They talk down to you. They talk to you like, have you ever had someone that talked to you like you've never been to school? Ava, welcome. Welcome, Ava. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, Ava. We are reviewing the book Worthy, and we're trying to uplift each other. So, guys, meet Ava if you've never met her. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person, wonderful supporter, just a wonderful human being. Thanks for coming, Ava. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know you miss me. I'm so glad you found me. And I miss you too. As you know, I was sick. I'm just getting back to normal. So you'll see me on your street soon. I'm so glad you're here. Share out for me, Ava. So we're here discussing this book by Jamie Kern Lima, Worthy, and we're talking about all the things in our life that has beat us down, all the people that has betrayed us and deceived us, and how can we turn that around? What lesson can we learn from these things instead of carrying them as pain? How can we turn them into praise? So we said the first thing that we have to do is accept the hurt. Accept the hurt. Stay in the hurt for a while, but then let it go. And reassess, why is it that this person has affected me so bad? What have I done to create these type of people in my life? And we're not talking about social acquaintances. We're talking about spouses and friends and all the people that are in our lives that have turned out to be not genuine people. Someone is dealing with deceitfulness. Someone was bullied when they were younger. So we're talking about how that created who we are and how we behave. Bullying create this person to be very shy and depressed. Betrayal created another person to be not trusting. Oh, you're still having rain? I appreciate you. I know you guys have been really having a lot of rain there. I thought it ceased. I appreciate you. Continue to pray for you that things will ease up a little. That's a lot of rain for so long. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. So what else, Sharon and Deval? So Ava, if you can hear me, what is one thing you will say in your life from teenage years, college age, whatever, that has created a space of pain for you, and how did you get through it? So we're talking about that. Now, how do we honestly change these behavior? How do we change these behavior? DS family, are you still here? I know, Queen. They talk to you about the basic stuff like you have no brain. Oh, I'm going to ask you to pick up a napkin. A napkin is either to wipe your face or to use otherwise. I know what a napkin is. Just tell me to get you a napkin. You don't have to explain what it's for. And these are the things. This might be a minuscule one, but there are things and ways that people treat us and behave with us like, we just drop out of the sky and we have no experience. We don't know anything. Let me remove this fool. Okay? So how do we? Because remember, this is not about bringing up the pain to make us worse. What she talks about is once we identify them, build a plan. Once we identify them, build a plan. And let me tell you, it takes work. It takes work. It takes practice. But believe me, when you get through it with prayer, because remember, all of these things have been happening to us for years, Oh, Eva. A lot of this. A lot of it is years of being battered. So how do we change it? As I said, this is my suggestion. Turn it over to Jesus. Take it to the cross if you believe in a God. If you don't, try him. He works wonders. Accept that this has happened, but more so, tell yourself that I am who I am because that's God made me. I'm not saying that we must not take care of the things in our life that is not good. That's a constant work for me. But know the triggers. Know the people that trigger you. Because let me tell you, there are people that trigger you, trigger us, and then they act like they're not the cause for our outbursts. Once you learn the triggers, you can be in that person's presence and it don't affect you anymore because you know, okay, John is coming and I know John is going to say something negative. And in your head, you say to yourself, I am not going to respond. I'm not going to respond. I'm not even going to let my body language change. I'm going to maintain who I am before the person came in the room. And my body language is not going to change. And it doesn't mean, and this is one thing we have been fed, Thank you, Ava. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We can change these behaviors once we become cognizant of it. One, let me say something for you. First have to want to. You first have to want to come out of the misery, Deval. You first have to want to come out of the fear of being hurt. Come out of the fear of being hurt. Own your responsibility in that. Own it. What have I done to create that? Why is it that I'm attracted to that? Because let me tell you something. Angry people attract angry people. Empty people attract empty people. Fulfilled people attract fulfilled people. And most of the time, we give too much energy to the wrong person because there are people out there that accepts us with our faults and love us with our faults because we love them with theirs. She talks about turning down the volume of our doubts. What does that mean to you? Sharon, are you still here? Queen, are you still here? Classic hairstyle, thank you. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Classic. I'm reviewing the first chapter of the book that we spoke about on Wednesday. I think you were here with me on Wednesday. We're reviewing it, and so as to get you up to speed. Every time somebody come in, I try to get them up to speed. The book is talking about how to claim back your authentic self and how to look at how our behavior might create some of the problems we're going through in life. So the question that I ask is, are you willing to take an inventory? Take a deep look into why things happen, whether it's a divorce, whether it's a relationship with a child, a relationship with a sister, friend. What is it? And I'm not sending you on a blame train. What I'm sending is just to get an assessment, to assess, why is it that this person always put me down? Why is it that this person acts like I'm not present, dismissive? Why is it? Why is it? Why is it? And when we come up with that, guys, try this. Write it down. I remember when I was in college, my third year professor, we were doing intensive assessment of ourselves. And my professor says, grab a blank piece of paper and your pencils. Didn't want a pen, he wanted us to use pencils. And he says, write without thinking. Have you guys ever done that? It is marvelous therapy. Just write what you're feeling without thinking. Anything that comes up, you write it. And then you look at it and think. And you say, oh boy, okay, I didn't know I did that. And be intentional. It is not easy to get rid of hurt. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's yes and no. Remember what I said before? Tried classic. You remember what I said before? First, Derval, you have to figure out how important are you to you. Everybody that says hi, Everybody that tries to move close to you, you sabotage it. Or you dismiss them. Or you hurt them without knowing because you have this wall up. So therefore, again, there's a paycheck in everything we do. There's an emotional paycheck, just like there's a physical paycheck for your work. So therefore, if your paycheck is more valuable than your peace of mind, what do I mean by that? The anger keeps you going. The anger stops you from identifying where you can create a change. The anger stops you from connecting with people. The anger stops you from being you. It gives a paycheck. It gives you a paycheck. Whether it's you're going to wallow in your depression for the rest of your life when there's an avenue to change it. And that's the long side. The short side is Snarty 99. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. How much value do you put on yourself? Now, that's a long one. The short one is how much value do you put on yourself? And I've always said, if you cannot find a reason to do it for you, find someone or something to do it for. I'm not going to keep this going because it's not who I am. I want to be able to smile genuinely. I want to be able to show up present and presents. My present and I'm present. Mean you're just not in the room, just floating around. You're in the room and you're connecting. That's present. Presence is just being in the room. Your body is there, but you're so disconnected. So therefore, if you see it as I am too old and too cute to let diminish who I am so that they can feel good about themselves, I'm taking that back. I'm going to forgive you. I'm going to bless you. And I'm going to leave you. Thank you, Snacky. And that's where it comes down to. How much value you place, and if you believe in God, in all that God has done for you, in all that He has blessed you with, and I'm not talking about money and things, I'm talking about being alive, being able to go to work. Find something to put in the space of that pain. Because if you can't forget it for 14, 15, 16 years, you're finding joy in it. I'm sorry, I hope I'm not offending anyone, but that's just the truth. I can't keep up nobody. My heart is too pure and I'm too cute and too old for that foolishness. I bless you and leave you. I bless you and leave you. I am not going to allow you to come back in that same space and hurt me again. That doesn't mean you're a hypocrite. It means you're preserving yourself. And that's what we have been taught, that when we choose us, we're hypocrites. I can be in the same room, happened to me today. I can be in the same room with you. I have nothing against you, but you will never be able to get close enough to me to hurt me again. And because I don't run and hug you it doesn't mean I have you up. It means I choose me. We have been taught so much to be seen and not be heard. That's one of the worst things we could do to our children. They must be heard. They're little people. And those little people grow up to be us. Because you cooking lamb and lobster and whatever. I don't eat lobster and all those things, but I'm dealing with a wild variety here. Yes, choosing God is a win. And if we choose God, we have to choose ourselves. If we choose God, we have to choose ourselves. So when people come into you and telling you about, oh, you have to, and you don't have to do nothing, at least I don't have to do nothing. What I have to do is make sure I am not deliberately offending you. I'm not deliberately hurting you. I'm not deliberately taking your name and trash it. But I don't have to please you. I don't have to. I don't have to let you trigger me. Leave it in the ocean. Thank you. What God says? He dumped it and we went and picked it back up. He said it's short in the sea of forgetfulness, right? For those of us who believe in a higher power. It's short in the sea of forgetfulness and we go in with all our diving gear and we go pick it back up. We go and pick it back up. People pleasers. Men pleasers. There are things, she said, that we make our twins. Someone says that who we are not our jobs, you know. Who we are not the car we drive. Who we are is not the house we live in. Who we are human beings. But tell me if I'm wrong. Have you ever met someone and the first thing they ask you is what you do for a living? What's your profession? Have you ever experienced that? And if there's a young person on here and if we can go back to those, remember when we were young? Women, when we were young, right? And we get into the 30s. Well, we get into the late 20s, 25, 26. You're not married yet? You need a husband so that you can live your good life. I need a husband if I want one and if God provides one. But with or without a husband, I still can live a good life. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to justify every statement I make. Stay in the contents of what I'm talking about. I'm talking about self-worthiness and things that are said to us. Praise be to God. I got married in my 20s and child, I'm divorced. But whoever gets me now is getting the best of me because I've done the work. I've done the forgiveness. Sharon, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. Tap up the screen on your way out, Sharon. Thank you. You see, they're getting the best of me because I am not that 20-year-old anymore. Wish it hadn't happened, but it happened and I have to go on. But remember, when you get married, when you're young, you get married, you're not married yet, and then you get engaged. And she talked about this in, I think it was chapter 3 in the book. When you get engaged, when you're going to get married? Okay, Sharon, I understand. I understand. I understand, Walters. And then you get engaged. When are you going to get married? And when you step down the altar and they see you 2 days. So when is the baby coming? You see what I'm talking about? You can't enjoy anything authentically without somebody pushing their needs on you. And if you don't have one, something is medically wrong with you. It's not that you decide that I don't want children. It's something is medically wrong with you. So what I'm showing is the envelopes that comes into our lives. And we just keep packing them on top of each other. Let's open them one by one. Let's do the work so we can have a fulfilled, enjoyable life. Because I have learned carrying dead bodies with me for as long as I did, all it did was push me down. Push me down. All it did was push me down. While the other person is standing straight. I am stressed out. I'm depressed. I'm suffering from anxiety. And they're fine. So how can we, now that we know, how can we create or rebirth the person that God makes us to be? And not all these shells and hats and envelopes that's been pushed on us until we birth a second person to carry the load. Yes, when you let go, it's freeing. And let me tell you something. And they'll criticize. And that's the learning piece of all of this. The learning piece of all of this is we cannot live without criticism. Criticism is good for us, and it's bad if you take it on. When the negative comes, and this is something I'm doing every day, when a negative comes, I go, you're not going to respond. And I have an accountability partner. I have a friend that if she's in somewhere in the same environment like me, and she sees something coming at me, she comes to me and she goes, you're not going to react. You're not. Just continue enjoying yourself. Sometimes we need somebody like that, because remember, it's years that we have believed that we're not good enough. It's years that we believe that even though we're educated, our education is not as good as yours. Even though we're married, my husband have very eyes and your husband don't. You work hard and you buy a car, you buy your shoes, you buy a dress. Where you get that? For men, Deval, I don't know how much you guys go through with peer-to-peer tear down and criticism. Look at social media. There are those of us, Queen, you can put up your hand for that one too. And DS and all the others that are here. There are those of us that when we came on YouTube, we came as who we are. And we intend to keep our channel as who we are, authentic and honest and decent. And it might take us a long time. It might take us a long time to get there. Or maybe you two will say you're not getting there fast enough. but we have pledged that we are going to. And I say we have pledged, I don't mean that we're calling each other. I'm saying from going on their channel, listening to what they do, I recognize that here's another person who is going to live up to their authentic self, even though they're on YouTube. Yes, Mackie, it takes years sometimes. And again, Boss TV, welcome. Dubai, yes, I know you're in Dubai. How is Dubai? Welcome, welcome. So happy to have you. So happy to have you. See, so because it took years for us, we are walking in that until we build a twin to take some of it. We build a twin. But here's what I'm saying. Once we have gotten an eye opener, a knowledge that we don't have to put up with this. We know this. But this book has told me that, yes, there's another sister who went through this, and she's giving her testimony through writing so I can continue my journey. So as we said before, we're not here beating on anyone. What we're here to do, what I'm hoping to do, is to create a path, an avenue, open somebody's eyes, get somebody to think that you're okay. And where we're not okay, we're working on it and they don't know. The thing that annoys you the most about me, don't you know that I know? And I've been working on it from I find out about it. I know. But guess what? There's something about you. Hi, Bossy TV. There's something about you that annoys me. But I decided that I love your heart. I love your heart, and I see you have a good heart. And yes, this is your struggle, and you might not know that I figured it out. But my job is not to push you down with it. My job is to work on me so I can accept you. We cannot change anyone but ourselves. Anyone but ourselves. And as someone said before, yes, Deval, as I said before, I hope everyone get the opportunity to get this book. I hope everyone get the opportunity. Worthy by Jamie Kern. If you have not connected to me, go ahead and subscribe. Watch one of my videos, not a shorts. Watch one of my videos for 5 minutes. Like, leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. The book and how you can get the book is in my comment tab. Click on the comment tab, scroll down, and it's right there. I am committing to come on every Saturday night until we finish this book. And I already have 2 that was shared here that I'm going to get and look into them, because I'm hoping that this time spent will lift somebody's spirit, awaken something in you that you want to get out, get that fat lady out and that fat man out, and say, yes, this is what I know I need to do. This is what I need to do, because the struggles that you see in me, or the thing that you are using against me, is the same thing I'm praying to Father Jesus on. But there are other qualities about me that is good. So dummy yourself down a little bit so you can look at others. Everybody's worthy to come to the table because God invited us to his table. Everybody's worthy to come, whatever your table is. Everybody is worthy to come to your table. We cannot put material things in front of people. People over material things. people over material things. You are feeling angry. You are hurt. I'm sorry, but I didn't do it. So stop coming at me. Stop coming at me. Deal with your pain. But then for those of us who want to be a better us, want to be the authentic, genetical person that God made, we have to be willing to do the work. Thank you, boss. We have to be willing to do the work. We have to be willing to be honest with ourselves and say, I don't like this about me, Jesus. I don't like this about me. He might not answer today, tomorrow, next week, but keep praying. You know, my pastor said something in church today, and I wanted to get up and run, but they would have thought I was crazy. Not in my time, but in God's time. My time might seem like he's taking forever. But when he comes through, he comes through. So keep praying for the things that are challenging you with me. Keep praying and working on being a better us. And they will come at you. They will come at you. How you look like that? You look like you just come off vacation. You don't work. That's when you say to yourself, it's working. It's working. I no longer look stressed and burdened down. It's working. So you see what I'm trying to balance it? Once you start the work, journal, jot down, whatever it takes, pray more, read more. Once the change start happening, thank you, Queen. Thanks for coming. Thanks for saying yes, yes, yes. Check out the book, Queen. If you're not able to purchase it, I think it's either $27 or $29. And I know, everybody's going through. If you're not able to purchase it, Queen, see if you can get an extract from it. Sometimes they have, little notes on it. I want to post a chapter up, but I have to be careful of copyright because this is an author. I think I'm going to research how to, I think it's same as college. I'm going to write it out and make sure I make sure I mention that this is from this book. But I hope tonight, I hope you guys enjoyed what I'm trying to do with this book. I hope that some way, somehow, you'll come back next week and we'll dig a little deeper in it because she gets deep. We'll dig a little deeper in it. So I know it's getting late for a lot of people. So let's run through what we have discussed. Thank you so much, Deval. Thank you so much. So I know it's getting late and people have to go, so I'm just going to go. So let's talk about what we have discussed. We have discussed accepting that God is our maker, accepting that he makes us uniquely us. Our genetic makeup is ours. Someone else might have our name, but they're not us. I know I'm closing off now. Accepting that there are things that we need to change in our life. Bye, Queen. Thanks for coming. Accept that there are things that we need to change in our lives. So has to be our authentic self. Accepting that there are areas in our life that is harder than some, but don't use it as a means to be depressed. Find that person. Find that counselor. Find somebody that you can talk to help you with the stuff that is creating you from finding your joy that God gives. The joy that God gives you is yours. Happiness comes from people, places, and things, but joy comes from God. Have a good night, guys. And remember, you cannot take care of someone else if you're truly not taking care of yourself. What you're doing is going through the motion with them. Let's plan to be here next Saturday night. And this week, do something that is truly you authentically. Have a good night. Thank you, Deval. Good night, Classic. Good night, everyone. If you guys can make it, see you next week. See you next week. Looking forward to it. This computer. I'm going to I'm trying to get into, before I close down, to send this to someone. Why is it not working right? Oh. What? How is that possible? How is that possible? I'm trying to redirect, guys, trying to see who's on so I can redirect. Trying to redirect. See who's on. So guys, those of you who are still on, I'm going to redirect. What I mean by that, I'm going to send you to someone's live. So I'm searching to find someone who's live. Someone who's live and is not doing a silent, someone who's not doing a silent live, because those I don't redirect to. She's doing a silent live. Everybody's doing silent live. There's nobody on. Everybody. Hi guys, welcome. Thanks for being here. Thumbs up before you leave. I'm trying to redirect guys, but everyone is doing silent live. I can't find anyone up. So I'm going to just close off because there's nobody on. Everyone is doing a so for those of you who are just coming on, I am concluding our first book review. I think it went well. If you're just coming on, I'm sorry you missed it, but go ahead and rewatch. Go ahead and rewatch the live and drop your comment in there, while listening to it. Drop your comment because next Saturday night I will be going on to the next chapter. The book is worthy. The book is Worthy by Jamie Kern Lima. You can get it on Amazon. If you did not catch the title of the book, go on my page, click on comment, and you will see the book. You will see the book on there. Try to see if you can get it on Amazon, which is where I got mine. So, and several persons have said that they have ordered theirs. So go on Amazon and order this book so we can talk more about it next week. Okay, guys? Take care. Good night. And remember, as I said, if you're not able to take care of yourself, you can't take care of someone else. Be well.